Professor Green.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for joining us for brunch. How are you feeling today? What did you get up to last night?
Last night, do you know what? I had an early night. Okay. That's really boring, yeah, not the rock and roll story I wish I could give you, but I had an early night, and then some little prick started letting off fireworks at about 1:45, which started the dogs off crying, which then kept me up till about 2:30, and then I next saw the time on my phone at about 5:30, so yeah.
Hence the coffee?
Hence the coffee, yeah.
Okay.
First one of the day as well, so I'm not quite awake yet.
How many do you normally have a day?
3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not that bad.
Is
it used to be worse. No,
okay.
I used to have a
you've
studio.
cut back on the habit.
Yeah, I used to have a studio in Shoreditch. Whenever I couldn't think of a lyric, I'd just wander outside and get a coffee.
Okay.
Which by the end of the day left me a little bit rigid and fidgety. Yeah.
And are you a bit of a foodie? Are you a food guy?
I like food. I don't cook as much as I should.
Okay.
Partly because of schedule, partly because of laziness, probably. Cooking for one. I'm only joking. I do have friends. But yeah, no, I do. I really do enjoy food. Food is one of life's greatest pleasures, I think.
Yeah. And if you were cooking to impress somebody, what's your kind of signature dish? I make
a proper blinding roast dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
All the trimmings?
Yeah, all the trimmings. No Aunt Bessie's, Yorkshires.
Yeah. How are your potatoes?
Potatoes are amazing. I love a potato. Potatoes are my poison. So
is it like the goose fat? Do you do it with that to make them extra crispy?
Do you know what?
What's your secret?
I prefer just butter and olive oil.
Yeah?
Yeah, with a little spritz of especially made little vinegar in the middle somewhere, just give them a little bit of an extra flavour.
Okay. Yeah. So I imagine on tour you get to sample some pretty good food, like travelling through the world. Where is good? Like, where do you think, I'm going to this place, brilliant, I can go to that?
Depends on where you are.
Yeah?
I was on tour with Lil, and we were doing, where were we? We were somewhere in Germany, and they tried to poison us all with chicken.
On purpose?
I reckon so.
Okay.
The chicken, it's not that hard to cook a breast of chicken.
Right.
Chicken looked like salmon in the middle.
Pink?
Slightly undercooked.
Yeah. Were they not fans of you and Lily then? Is that what they were trying to say?
I don't know. I mean, the audience was quite responsive. The audience seemed to like us. Okay. Maybe the chef not so much. Yeah. I ended up having a McDonald's that day. Okay.
A few years ago, you released your own signature ale.
I did, yeah.
Tell me, how the hell did that come about?
It started with an April Fool's joke.
Okay.
So my mate Rufus is a videographer and a photographer, and I had a single called Remedy. And the premise was, I've got the remedy. For April Fool's, he got a beer bottle and took the label that we had made for the single and the T-shirt, which was like an old sort of medicinal bottle that you would have seen in a time before now.
The oldie times.
Probably the same sort of time you could walk in and buy cocaine or opium from a chemist.
The good old days.
The good old days, yeah. Great headline that one is. Oh fuck. And then he printed a label off and put it on a bottle and made a very convincing advert for beer.
Right.
And everyone was like, "Oh my God, you've got your own beer." And I was like, "No, I haven't. Ha ha. April Fools." And then Titanic Brewery reached out and said, "Do you want to actually make your own beer?" I was like, "Well, what does it involve?" I was like, "Just tasting loads of different beers and whittling it down to a beer that you like."
Right.
Which was obviously quite the task.
It must have been very stressful.
Yeah, it was a difficult day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of doing another one anytime soon?
Maybe.
Get your own craft brewery in East London. Grow a beard.
Yeah, wear a pair of New Balance. No, I'm enough of a cunt already, to be honest.
Music.
Yes.
Now tell me a little bit about your new single, One Eye on the Door.
I'm gonna have a bite of my omelette.
Go on then.
Do you want to bite your sandwich?
I do actually, a little bit, yeah.
When I first signed to Virgin, a lady called Phoebe Sinclair used to look after my press, and so I'd confide in her.
Right.
Also, because of any potential stories that might come out, it was probably best she was ahead of them. And I was single for the most part, so when I was seeing someone, I'd be like, "No, Phoebe, I reckon it's serious with this one."
Okay.
And she'd go, "Fuck off, Green, you've still got one eye on the door." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I like that. I was like, "I'm going to turn that into a song one day." And all these years later, here we are. Although the song is, I guess, a little bit different from what she meant by it.
Okay.
One Eye on the Door in the song, I guess, is just, always thinking about being out with your mates.
Okay. So does this mean album number 4
Yep.
is on the way?
At some point.
At some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to do the I'm working on an album thing.
Right.
And not put music out.
Okay.
Because I hadn't put music out for 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
Which in the grand scheme of things is not that long.
Yeah.
Emily just did 4 years between albums. Adele does what she wants. No, I'm not saying I'm Adele, far from it, but you know what I mean? It's actually not been, it's probably been about a year and a half since I released a single or something.
Okay. And what were you up to in that year and a half? Were you writing music, or do you take a little break, or were you just?
I did 3 documentaries for the BBC,
Yep.
and I wrote a book.
Okay. So are there more documentaries in the pipeline? Are you going to be doing more of that? Because obviously you enjoy it, you're good at it.
I enjoy it, thank you. Do you know, enjoy is a weird way to put it though, because I think it's really, really good to get stuck into topics that people don't really discuss, and to draw some attention to them. But yeah, enjoy is a weird word. I don't know if actually they're difficult.
Right.
But I'm making 2 more at the moment. One is on child poverty in the UK.
Okay.
And the other is on the potential legalisation of marijuana for medicinal use in this country. The child poverty one's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. It's kind of strange, you know, like just the other day I saw, you know, we were in a woman was having to, I'm not going to set the whole scene, but, you know, washing clothes in a bucket because that was the only way she could wash clothes.
Yeah.
And the one thing it made me think was, wow, I didn't really give my nan enough credit for how difficult that was when I was a kid watching her do it. Because there were times when the washing machine broke and that was what she had to do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that I've encountered that isn't unfamiliar.
You're doing a film on the legalisation of marijuana.
I think with the vote that's just taken place in California and a few other places, I forget every state, I know it's Nevada as well, but 8 out of 9 states that voted now to have legalised it recreationally.
Yeah.
So I think if it is legalised for medicinal use here, which it looks like it may well be, we've got people from all the top parties saying that it should be.
Yeah.
I think it will be fast-tracked. I think things will happen a lot quicker here, as opposed to it taking all the years it's taken to get it where it is in America.
Does your personal opinion on the subject come across in the film, or
I think it will by the end.
Okay.
I think it will by the end.
And where do you stand on it at the moment?
I don't know.
Okay.
And that's genuine. I think, you know, and that's the important thing about it. I don't want people to think this is like, oh, it's going to be Professor Green getting stoned with his mates watching The Simpsons. It's not about that at all. You know, I know people who have been sectioned because of it. We've all heard the reports of, you know, cannabis psychosis, and be it whether or not that's because of what they've smoked or because of, you know, a predisposition that person had. All these things need to be explored.
Yeah.
But because of that, I'm not pro-marijuana. For me to sit here and say I'm pro-marijuana is to basically say that I think everyone watching this should go and smoke weed. And I don't think that at all.
In terms of kind of wider television stuff, you tweeted the other day about Planet Earth. Are you a big Planet Earth fan?
I wish that man was immortal. I do. That would be a very sad day. It's amazing. I think some of it is very difficult to watch because, you know, you don't want to see something get torn to shreds by another animal and killed, but that's the reality of, you know, the cycle of life. And I think it's amazing just the capabilities they have and what they can film.
Yeah.
I love a sloth.
Right.
First episode of the new season, the sloth swimming through the water. They're just, it's amazing because otherwise you get. Normally, because there's normally a specific time when I choose to watch Planet Earth, and it's when I need soothing. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you get what I mean.
Is a nature documentary next on your list? Do you want to go out to the Serengeti and get stuck in?
Do you know what I think? Yeah, I think there's someone who's very good at that job already.
What is the last gig you went to as a punter?
Last gig I went to as a punter.
Yeah.
I did Annie Mac Presents, which was my first ever boys' holiday.
Oh.
At 32, my
Wow.
first ever boys' holiday.
And was it everything you could have ever dreamed of?
Yep. Yeah, it was. This isn't my ceiling. You can imagine the rest of the story. AMP was sick in water. I've not done that one before. And that was the first, I think that's the first festival of the season anyway.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And Glastonbury this year, if I never went back to Glastonbury, it'd be fine. I completed Glastonbury this year.
Oh really? You got to the end?
Well, I was still there Monday morning.
Did you win?
I
or
won.
Did you lose?
No. I won Glastonbury.
Okay.
I lost the 2 following weeks.
Thank you very much for joining us
Cheers.
for brunch.
Thank you. We can finish now.
Get stuck in now. Brilliant.